You want it to be one way.
What?
You want it to be one way.
Man, I don't
You
know
want it
what
to be
you...
one
Man,
way.
stop! Stop saying that.
But it's the other way.
January 27th, Jaime Munguia meets John Ryder in a super middleweight bout. Jaime Munguia trying to make a legitimate argument as to why he should be fighting Canelo Alvarez for a super middleweight undisputed championship. Sharing a common opponent like John Ryder will help Jaime Munguia's argument, especially if he's able to do what Canelo Alvarez wasn't able to do, which is stop John Ryder. It's a whole lot to unpack, but you know how we gonna do it. It's your boy Claymore Rain. This is the ATP Combat Media Show. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Bring it in. 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 It's your boy Claymore Rain. This is the ATP Combat Media Show. Welcome one. Welcome all. Appreciate you guys showing up for me. Shout out to all my subscribers. The channel is growing. The platform is doing well, and it's all because of you guys. Thanks for all of the support. All the feedback is priceless to me. If this is the first time coming on the platform, I do encourage you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell icon so you are getting alerts when we drop this content. So Jaime Munguia, John Ryder meeting up on January 27th to settle some issues in the squared circle, where Jaime Munguia is trying to make a legitimate argument as to why he should be a legitimate opponent for Canelo Alvarez and challenge him for his super middleweight undisputed championship. John Ryder coming off of his last competition, which was losing against Saul Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez wasn't able to stop him, and Jaime Munguia is definitely interested in having that common signature opponent on the record and showing that he was able to do something that Canelo wasn't able to do, which is stop John Ryder. And how does that happen? Well, both fighters are coming into the ring pretty much with a decent layoff. But Jaime Munguia has made some significant changes into his regimen by changing, number one, his promotional company, now that he's under Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy Promotions, but also, more importantly, took out Eric Morales, a Hall of Famer boxer who turned trainer, and actually replaced him with a Hall of Famer trainer in Freddie Roach. So we're going to see what that translates like into the ring. Jaime Munguia, being known for controlling that distance, an orthodox fighter with a very educated jab, really, has the fundamental basics down there. He understands how to set up his power shots. Very good closer in the ring. So he's going to be looking to control that distance with that jab. He has no problem throwing that jab multiple times. I mean, he will throw it 2, 3, 4 times, whatever it needs be to get that guy to sit still, to ultimately be able to follow up with hooks. He understands the value of a good body shot. He has no problem. He's sat people down off of body shots, and he knows how to close. So once he gets you hurt, he can smell the blood in the water, and he will go in for the finish. And I think his record speaks for itself at 41 wins and 33 knockouts. Excuse me. John Ryder's a fighter who's always, if you look at the way he fights, he seems like he's way, he has way better results when he's able to control that mid-range, come inside, to the body, attack the body, rip to the top. He has a very underestimated right hook, in my opinion, and he's very educated left uppercut once he gets inside to break that guard up. And he likes to do a lot of inside combinations. He's not a one-punch guy. He'll start off with that right hand, that range fighter, and as soon as he finds it, he's gonna step in there and he's gonna try to rip off some combinations on the inside and hit you with shots that you just don't see coming. I think this is a great fight. I do think this is leaning towards Jaime Munguia. As long as he's able to control that distance and stay disciplined and not run into anything crazy. And also just on the inside game, probably, clinch a little bit, to break up those inside games or whatever he needs to do. If John Ryder is able to bait him into making this an inside fight, that's going to be his best chance of winning this fight. So as long as Jaime Munguia is true to who he is and understands that distance, controlling it, and keeping him in the range to where he can hit John Ryder and giving himself the best opportunity to get out of the way of anything dangerous. I mean, both guys are coming in with a 72-inch arm reach. So, Jaime Munguia does come in with a little bit of a height advantage, coming in about 6 feet. tall, and I believe John Ryder sitting about like 5'9", so he's a shorter fighter. But you know, there can be some advantages to that. His ability to get even smaller and cause Jaime Munguia to extend to have contact with John Ryder may give him opportunities to capitalize off of that with counter punches, and once again bringing him inside that mid-range to where Jaime Munguia's power is neutralized to a degree, right? Jaime Munguia hasn't shown me that he's a very powerful puncher on the inside per se. It looks like he likes to catch guys at the end of his punches. He will punch on the inside with you, but it's generally trying to, once again, separate, get that distance going on so he can be effective from the outside with multiple combination shots, working towards the body, stepping back out, moving on different angles, and catching his opponents with shots that they just don't see coming, because they're either blocking because there's so many shots coming in, or they're actually taking chances to try and exchange at the wrong time. And you know, when you throw a punch, you got to know that you're open to receive one, and Jaime Munguia is very good at capitalizing on that. So John Ryder's going to have to figure that chess game out. He's going to have to find out how to cut that ring off, how to make the ring small for Jaime Munguia, make this a mid-range inside fight, and win these rounds, and hopefully get a decision at the end. I don't see John Ryder really stopping Jaime Munguia, so it would definitely be a decision from my perspective. Jaime Munguia is 100% able to and will, if you give him the opportunity to stop you. He will do that, and he's going to be looking to do that. From what I understand, Oscar De La Hoya wants him to do it. He said he's not the coach, he's not Jaime Munguia, so he just want to get in that conversation of what they're doing to prepare for this fight. But if it was him, you know, if it was me, Mr. Oscar De La Hoya said he would be trying to stop John Ryder and make that statement. And Freddie Roach is on board with that as well. Freddie Roach is the kind of trainer who's not into playing with his food. If you're not supposed to be in the ring with his fighters, he's going to instruct his fighters and coach his fighters to finish your breakfast. Don't let these guys stand around here and potentially do things that could steal rounds or steal the match from you. If he's not on your level, show it and end the fight. And Jaime Munguia is more than happy to oblige that mantra. So it's going to be a great fight, guys. I'm interested in what you guys think, though. Who do you guys think is going to win the fight? And more importantly, the bigger question for me is this fight, is a stopping of John Ryder a legitimate reason to want to see him fight against Canelo Alvarez? I mean, that's the bigger picture, right? That's what everybody's working towards in the super middleweight division, is to try to get their day in the ring with Canelo Alvarez. It's a legacy fight, and it's obviously going to be the biggest payday out of 9.5 to 10 fighters, out of 10 fighters that fight Canelo Alvarez. So that's the goal for Jaime Munguia, to get in the ring with him. Does this fight check those boxes? You know what I mean? Does stopping John Ryder check the boxes and make it more reasonable to see him fight Canelo Alvarez? Or, you know, for my opinion, you know what I mean, personally, I'll be honest with you, Jaime Munguia is a great fighter, man. He's done a lot of great things. He's going to do a lot of great things in his career. But in my personal opinion, David Benavidez is the legitimate mandatory for Canelo Alvarez, and that's who I think the world wants to see. And I just don't know if a victory with John Ryder really, cements a reason for Jaime Munguia to get a fight with Canelo Alvarez over David Benavidez. Now, maybe the performance would be so dominating, maybe he can stop John Ryder very early in a very dominating way, to where John Ryder is not even being competitive with Jaime Munguia. Being that John Ryder was competitive with Canelo Alvarez, we have to admit that it was a competitive fight. John Ryder had his moments in the fight, but ultimately unable to dissuade Canelo Alvarez from doing what he loves to do, which is apply that relentless pressure, hit you with shots you don't see coming, hit you with multiple powerful overhand rights and shots to the body, and he broke John Ryder's nose in that fight, but he wasn't able to put him away. So if Jaime Munguia is able to do that, if he's able to stop John Ryder in that form or fashion, does this take away the shade? Does this take the shade away from Canelo Alvarez taking a fight with him, or is it ultimately, at the end of the day, doesn't matter one way or the other? It doesn't take Canelo Alvarez out of the accountability column as far as fighting David Benavidez. I mean, Canelo Alvarez has said that he doesn't want to fight Mexicans, and that was the reason behind the way he was competing, that he didn't want to compete against David Benavidez. Well, Jaime Munguia, last time I checked, is a Mexican, so that whole entire theory is going to get debunked if they fight each other. Canelo Alvarez, at this point, it could be argued that he is purposefully by design not fighting David Benavidez, and the question's got to be why. Is it a personal beef with David Benavidez, or is it a legitimate fear or lack of belief in himself that he can win that fight? Some might argue that, right? I don't know. But you guys go ahead, leave your comments. Let me know what you think. The fight is coming up. We will be having a breakdown of the fight. You know how we do it and how we carry it. And we'll see the day after the fight, or the night, right after the fight that night, what comes out of that. And I'm really interested in you guys letting me know, what do you think? After we see a dominating win by Jaime Munguia, are we ready to see him with Canelo Alvarez? Does this check the box? Does this fight help that argument for you guys? But on that note, go ahead, subscribe if you haven't, hit the bell icons. It's your boy Claymore Rain. You know how we carry it, and at this point, we out.
They hate when you elevate. The second of losses, I'm handing them out, yeah, I had to go delegate. It feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment, I swear I could levitate.